a lot of speak. But for me, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. Maybe Daniel afraid me. I don't know. It just show for me.
I'm hearing everybody else is saying they've only just found out. It's breaking news. It's like the Conor Ben situation. The news was changing every hour. So let's see what more information comes out this afternoon. What more information?
Daniel Dubois didn't just get beaten by Oleksandr Usyk, he got dismantled, not only physically inside the ropes, but psychologically, reputationally, and morally in the eyes of the boxing world. When Usyk speaks, he doesn't need to shout. One cold, calculated line is enough to cut deeper than any uppercut. Daniel, a little bit afraid. That wasn't just pre-fight mind games, it was a public declaration of dominance. Usyk didn't need to rant.
Don't worry. Take it easy, buddy.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, man.
Okay. I wait you.
Yeah.
Delivered surgical disrespect. And Dubois, whether he realizes it or not, has already lost the mental battle. The timing couldn't be worse for Dubois. On the heels of a failed drug test, he's scrambling for sympathy, credibility, and justification. But it's not working. His public attempts to claim discipline, dedication, and hard work now ring hollow. It's hard to talk about honor when your reputation is hanging by the thread of a B sample. When you've been caught with your hands in the cookie jar, nobody's buying the clean eating, clean trainings.
Clean, stay clean. I know I'm clean. I don't use anything, you know. It's just hard work.
Sermon. It doesn't add up. The sport isn't fooled. Usyk certainly isn't. What started as a chance for redemption in the ring has now become a courtroom drama of excuses and legal loopholes. And while Dubois and his camp chase legal angles, distractions, and timelines, Usyk stays grounded, steady, clean, composed. The difference between them isn't just style, it's substance.
Find the people that are, you know, doing that sort of thing. So, you know, drug cheats need to, you know, they need to step aside and let real fighters fight.
The irony, of course, is painful. Daniel Dubois, a fighter now under the shadow of a failed test, has taken to calling out others for not being clean. The audacity is staggering. The man accused of performance-enhancing drug use is now preaching about cleaning up the sport. If that's not hypocrisy, what is? If these are the standards he's trying to enforce, then by that logic, he should be first out the door. Usyk, meanwhile, never needed
Is that a fight you'd entertain? No, at no point.
enhancers. What he brings to the ring is what he built through a lifetime of discipline, footwork, fight IQ, angles, endurance, and sheer mental fortitude. That's the difference between a manufactured physique and a refined boxing mind. That's why fans respect Usyk. That's why, despite all the noise, his reputation stands tall. Anthony Joshua, someone who shared the ring with Usyk and seen the levels, didn't hesitate. He called it straight. Dubois failed.
It don't matter what drugs you take. It doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger. It might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter. And that's proof. You know, so until more news
held the sport. AJ knows that respect in boxing isn't earned through bravado or press conferences. It's earned through clean victories and consistency. He made it clear there's no sympathy to be handed out for cheaters, no sugarcoating, just facts. And if the roles were reversed, you can bet Dubois's fans would be demanding a lifetime ban. Now the conversation is shifting, and not in Dubois's favor. Usyk didn't just outbox him, he outclassed him, and now he's tearing down what's left of Dubois's credibility. Johnny Nelson's frustration mirrors that of many in the boxing world. This feels less like a disciplined athlete seeking justice and more like the chaos of the Conor Ben saga, full of contradictions, dodgy explanations, and swirling media spin. Nelson summed it up well: fans are left guessing, timelines keep shifting, and nothing feels solid. Trust is cracking. In Dubois' silence, it speaks louder than any prepared statement. When you're clean, you scream innocence. When you're guilty, you lawyer up. Fans
let the penny drop that the fight could never go forward. And some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, you know, the board being sued and something, but and so forth is just a non-runner.
Sense it. Fighters know it. The ones like Usyk who give everything and demand fairness are the ones being disrespected by this fog of scandal. It's not just about rules, it's about integrity. Frank Warren sounds like a man who knows the roof is caving in. His tone has changed. Gone is the bravado. In its place, a storm of talk about lawsuits, governing bodies, and potential non-runners. But at its core, it's all just smoke and mirrors. The truth remains, Dubois wasn't fit to face Usyk again, not because of injury or politics, but because he broke boxing's most basic rule: fight clean. You cheat, you pay. That's not chaos. That's consequence. Frank can spin it how he likes, but fans aren't stupid. When your fighter fails a drug test, the whole team loses credibility. In Usyk, he just keeps rising above the mess, focused on legacy while others scramble for damage control. Joe Rogan's broader point on PEDs cuts right into Dubois' situation.
A two-sided story there. He got off PEDs and he also found Jesus Christ. So he stopped going to strip clubs, he stopped hanging out with girls, but he stopped having fun. And then got serious about Jesus, got knocked the fuck out. Take them
situation. Rogan wasn't even talking about him, but the truth echoes loud and clear. It's not just about what you take, it's about what kind of person you are when you think no one's watching. In a sport where courage, preparation, and mental toughness define greatness, cutting corners isn't just cheating, it's cowardice. And unlike redemption arcs in Hollywood, there's no magic reset button in boxing. You don't fail a test and walk into a feel-good story. You fail, you face the fire. Rogan nailed it. Once the party's over, the knockouts come. For Dubois, the fun stopped with Usyk's left hand. The knockout didn't come from a punch. It came from the revelation of a failed test. And Simon Jordan, he didn't sugarcoat it either. One strike and you're out. Jordan sees the bigger picture, the systemic problem. The only way to clean up boxing is with hard lines. No gray areas, no learning curves. Fail a test and you're done. And Dubois isn't just facing...
Yeah, listen, I've always been strong on that. I've always been strong on the fact that I don't believe in giving them a second chance.
You're basically saying, no 3 strikes and you're out.
No 3
strikes and you're out.
No.
One, you fail the test and gone ski.
Absolutely, because I just believe then that moving forward, people would think twice about doing it. If they think, well, you know what, I'll get a second chance anyway.
Punishment for the failed test, it's also about the hypocrisy, the timing, the refusal to be transparent. Spencer Oliver echoes the same sentiment. If boxing keeps handing out get-out-of-jail cards, fighters will keep taking chances. But it's not just about protecting rules, it's about protecting fighters like Usyk, who put their body on the line and do it the right way. Why should they share the ring with someone who bent the rules? If boxing is serious about its future, this is the moment to draw the line. Dubois crossed it. Usyk has been a masterclass in clean, calculated professionalism. His entire career has been built on fundamentals, hard work, and unmatched ring IQ. He doesn't need chemical enhancements. He needs space, timing, and a game plan. And that's why fans flock to him. They want to see genius, not gimmicks. And speaking of psychological warfare, Usyk's latest interviews sting. He didn't throw tantrums, he dropped facts. Sitting next to Carl Froch, he reminded the world that Dubois didn't just lose once. He's developed a pattern. Joyce took a knee. Usyk took a knee. Now with a drug scandal swirling, we see the pattern isn't just physical. It's character-based. And when Usyk
deserve this opportunity, or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserves, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for...
Usyk says Daniel, a little bit afraid, it isn't mind games. It's an exposure of truth. It's a heavyweight genius diagnosing weakness like a doctor with a stethoscope. No shouting, no brawling, just precision. The same precision he shows when landing punches between the guard and slipping out of range. Fans aren't fooled either. Dubois can keep talking about being robbed in the first fight all he wants. It changes nothing. A questionable low blow, a flash of momentum that doesn't rewrite 12 rounds of domination. The reality is that Usyk boxed circles around him, broke his spirit, and left him searching for narratives. Robbery, please. He went down voluntarily, same as he did with Joyce. Now Dubois is saying he'll throw the kitchen sink. That's not strategy, that's desperation dressed up as courage, and all of it is being said under the dark cloud of a potential drug test failure. How can you demand a fair shot at redemption when you're the one who compromised the rules? Accountability is nowhere to be found. Improvement, buried under excuses. Dubois wants to talk about being a new man, but it feels hollow. Usyk has taken shots to the body from some of the biggest punchers in the division, and he kept coming. Dubois, meanwhile, has shown that under pressure he breaks.
He's been down a few times with body shots, so yeah, there's definitely... This time I got to throw this kitchen sink at him, you know.
Now he's hiding behind legal jargon and vague statements. Duke McKenzie tried to give Dubois credit, suggesting he's more composed and mature, maybe. But Duke's final comment cut through the hype. If he was fighting anyone but Usyk, that says it all. Even Dubois' defenders admit, against anyone else, maybe. But against the Ukrainian maestro, the gap is still vast, and seasoning won't beat brilliance. Picking your shots won't matter if the target isn't there to hit. And let's not forget Hart. Joyce made him fold. Usyk made him quit. And now a drug scandal on top. That's more red flags than redemption. Carl Froch added his voice, calling Dubois a different machine now, hinting he has a puncher's chance. But even Froch couldn't deny that Usyk is the favorite, and not by a small margin. Froch even floated the idea that Usyk should consider retirement, which raises eyebrows. Is that genuine concern or a subtle attempt to even the odds? Let's be honest, Usyk has never looked sharper. He beat Joshua twice, he dismantled Dubois, he outthought Tyson Fury, and he shows no signs of slowing. Meanwhile, Dubois is mired in
If he was fighting anybody else other than Oleksandr Usyk, I would pick him to win, but what they're convinced...
You think he is number 2 heavyweight in the world right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainty, inconsistency, and now scandal. Even if Dubois is a more confident version of himself, it doesn't erase history. You can't escape the knee, you can't ignore the test, and you can't silence the doubts with PR. In truth, Froch's cautious praise of Dubois only reaffirms Usyk's greatness. No one's pretending this is 50-50. It's Usyk's fight again. What was once a shot at redemption for Dubois has morphed into a character trial. He isn't just trying to bounce back from a loss, he's trying to cleanse a reputation tainted by scandal. From quitting under pressure, to pulling out of fights, to drug test accusations, Dubois is digging a deeper hole with every move. And with each public statement, he's losing more ground. Meanwhile, Usyk's silence is golden. He doesn't need to scream innocence. His legacy speaks, his performances speak louder, and his dignity remains untouched. Let's not ignore the history. Dubois pulled out against Joseph Parker. He took a knee against Joyce. He surrendered against Usyk. Now there's legal noise, drug rumors, and a cloud of confusion. Will the
I was a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as the saying goes. I just think that this is a fight that's exciting. It's a good fight. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win.
Yes.
I don't think Usyk should.
Rematch even happen, or will this unravel before the bell rings? At this point, this isn't just a rematch narrative. This is a battle between integrity and illusion. One fighter built himself on clean foundations. The other is crumbling under the weight of shortcuts and excuses. If the rematch happens, it's no longer just about belts. It's about justice. And if Dubois did indeed fail that test, it's not just the rematch that should be scrapped. It's the charade. So the question now lies with you, the fans. Should Daniel Dubois be banned, punished, given another chance? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns, and stay tuned, because this story is far from over.